I like to grab a hold of my ratchet, especially when I'm freewheeling and sit here and, to work that nut down fast. And that handle it just seems very violent out there with all that weight. Where with the Snap-on, it's just very easy to do that. It's effortlessly, almost as if there's not even a handle hanging out there. So, moving on from there, we've got the Snap-on 3/8 drive ratchet, which is very nice. Here's an icon with a swivel head. This is my first swivel head. I have not used this yet. Don't know whether I like it or not. I mean, it seems like it's going to be pretty nice. Snap-on 1/2-inch drive. The long-handled Snap-on 3/8 drive. Comfort grip. SK Tools breaker bar, 1/2-inch drive. Then here we have my longer comfort grip Snap-on 1/4-inch drive. And I have a really old, I think it's back from the war, and I'm thinking this is probably in the 20s or 30s. This ratchet is. I bought this off eBay. I actually had the head rebuilt on it. It's just a collector's piece for me. I don't use it. It doesn't have the nicest of teeth. It's kind of like using the old Craftsman ratchet that you got free with sets. Moving on from there, Snap-on 12-inch crescent wrench, another crescent wrench, a speed wrench right here that we've got Snap-on, and some line wrenches. Got metric and standard SK line wrenches. Set of Craftsman metric wrenches with the small little miniature ones. These my wife got me for Christmas a couple years ago. I told her I would needed another set of wrenches, and she was so nice to get me those. Absolutely love them. And Snap-on metric ratchet wrenches, and some icon crow's feet there. I have a standard set of Craftsman, a little 10-piece set there, 3/8 drive. It's an SK extension set there. I've lost some of them. I think this is the only SK that I have left in there other than the little ratchet. I think this here was a Cobalt, because I lost that. And then I replaced this one here with a Matco on the 6-inch, or I think that's an 8-inch right there actually. Here I've got some miscellaneous, the Snap-on antenna tool for Chrysler, then a more generic set of all-around ones, some miscellaneous keys, small wrenches, some other extensions, Snap-on flashlight, again some extensions and miscellaneous stuff. My little miniature wireless subwoofer or speaker there for if I get a little bored at work. But that's pretty much my top drawer of my box. Drop down into the second drawer here. This one here, I keep my pliers. I come up with this rack right here. It just seems to work really nice before I had them all laid out. And it was really nice in the toolbox that way. But I've gained some more room this way. I could add a lot more pliers if I need to. Then of course a lot of pliers and different miscellaneous stuff would not fit in that, but still kind of made me some room. My Snap-on PWZs, these things are absolutely amazing. I think every technician ought to have those. My Big Daddy pop rivet gun. We've got a couple large vice grips, trim tools. The Mac one here is one of my favorites. This right here is can't remember the name brand on this one here. Oh, it's a Mayhew Select. This right here for taking off our weather strip on the top of cars. It works really well for that. Snap-on trim tools, miscellaneous ones, some these for taking off trim off of cars where they're double-sided tape, the little flex heads there, putty knives. This one's a little stiffer. And then the Snap-on window crank remover, and then a couple other trim tools for taking off either windshield wipers or some of the older style moldings. Work gloves, which is definitely a big thing when I'm doing some heavier jobs. My Blue Point, these are my trim tool, Blue Point. This is a really nice set. I didn't think I'd like it when I first got it, but I found that saves me a lot of headaches. Kind of a must-have in my book. That's pretty much it for the second drawer. I will drop down into the third drawer. This is where I keep my power tools for the most part. Air tools here to the left. Got my 1/2-inch drive Ingersoll Rand Impact, 1/2-inch drive. Air hammer, the old style air hammer. I've looked at the newer ones, considered those. I just had this one rebuilt probably 2 or 3 years ago. It just hammers better than the newer ones. It might not have as much power. I don't know. It seems to me like it does. My boss has got a new one, and I'll choose this one any day of the week. We got a Blue Point reversible air drill, reversible Blue Point cutoff wheel, a Mac Tools reamer, little Sioux screwdriver gun there. Snap-on blow tip. We've got CP tire buffer. I use that for cleaning up a lot of rust. We've got a Astro pneumatic tire buffer. This right here for taking off my pinstripes. Mac Tools, little mini 3-inch DA. My 1 horsepower Snap-on grinder. This thing's a beast. Would never go to another kind of grinder. This thing is just absolutely perfect. This is my second one. I had the other one for about 5 years. I wore it out, traded it in, and got the identical one. Little updated handle, but basically exactly the same thing, and it's, like I said, amazing. I can't say enough about it. It comes with a handle here, so you can hold on to it with the handle on the side if you feel the need, because that thing is very, very powerful. It will torque on your hands if you push into the work at all. Got the Ingersoll Rand 1/4-inch drive air ratchet. At one time, I used to use it a lot. Have since then kind of went to some cordless tools and don't use it near as much. My 3M belt sander for cutting spot welds. This thing again is just amazing. I can't imagine going back ever to using the air drill and cutting spot welds. I mean, if you want to see right here, I've got spot weld bits like crazy. I mean, just wear those things out, wear your arm out trying to cut these spot welds. This here is the way to go. Would never go back. Mac Tools, reamers. I got a different variety set of those that come with that in a kit. 20-volt 1/2-inch drill DeWalt. This is my wife got me for. Thank you, honey. This is it was something additional that I wanted at work. I had a drill at home, but just wanted something extra. This right here works on my air hammer there, and it's if you have a hard to get off molding, it's double-sided taped on. This thing fit up underneath there and air hammers it right off. It's seen its better days. DeWalt 3/8 drive cordless impact 20-volt. I do a lot of 1/4-inch stuff on there. That's why the adapter's usually on there. This it is a beast in itself, and it's just amazing. Some of my air hammer bits, some chuck keys and different miscellaneous stuff there. Tools for a lot of the air tools, for replacing ends. Got a couple extra bays here I haven't yet utilized. One of the neatest things I do have in this box here is this set of lifetime warranty Mac drill bits. Yes, it was a couple $100 to buy this set, but they're warranted forever. If they go dull, they break, any of them, Mac replaces them free of charge. They don't ask any questions. I just say, here, I need a new one. He gives me a new one. Priceless. It really is. I can't even begin to tell you how many drill bits I've bought over the year. You see how I have a hard time even throwing them away, because even though they're worn out, I'm thinking someday I'll sharpen them or whatever. Snap-on bits. It's nice bits. I don't keep the screwdriver in there. This come with the Mac tools, reamers, some extra stuff in there. Pop rivet gun, Mac tools. Actually, it's a Marson, I believe. Yeah, is who they put in there. Yeah, it comes with an assortment of drill bits, and not drill bits, but pop rivets and drill bit and the tool for it and everything. And Centec multimeter. It works fine for me. I've had no issues with that. Seems to do everything I've ever needed it to do. Some extra batteries and stuff up there. Heading down the next drawer into my screwdrivers. I have some Blue Point ratcheting screwdrivers there that are friction drive. Have the mini set of Snap-on screwdrivers. A couple sets of Mac Allen wrenches. A Carlisle set of Allen wrenches there. I have a brand new set of Snap-on screwdrivers here. Actually, about 30 years ago, I bought that exact set with this thing right here and there, and the other one, which I can't find. But anyway, I had one, I think it was this one here, warranted, because the handle, something was messed up about the handle, and the bit wouldn't fit into it square. So they just went ahead and replaced the whole set free of charge. So, a set that I bought over 30 years ago, now I have a brand new set, and it's still in the plastic. I haven't seen a reason to pull it out of there. I have some miscellaneous Craftsman. This right here is a wrench from one of my bosses that's now passed away. He gave me a whole set, and this is one of them out of there. I hold on to that. It's sentimental to me. If I lost anything in here, that one there would probably be the screwdriver that I would miss the most. I really don't use it anymore, but it's there because it's sentimental. The long set of picks, Snap-on, some safety torques and stuff, security I should say, not safety, but security bits here. Miscellaneous